If you are into knives and you spent hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars building your collection, but you're still using dull blades, we need to have a serious conversation. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mikey, and this is Mikey Daily Carry, where we talk about everyday carry gear, preparedness, and practical tools that actually make life easier. Today, we're going to be unboxing the WorkSharp Professional Precision Adjust. Now, that is a mouthful. I'm just going to start referencing this as the PROPA, which is essentially WorkSharp's premium guided knife sharpening system designed for enthusiasts, collectors, and people who simply want to keep their knives performing the way they were intended, sharp. Now, before we jump in, I do want to make one thing clear. I am not a knife sharpening guru, nor am I some kind of knife expert. I'm simply a knife user and enthusiast who carries and uses sharp tools every day. Like many of you, I want the ability and opportunity to maintain and sharpen my own knives when they get dull. That's simple. So this video is coming from the perspective of an everyday user looking for a practical sharpening solution, not from someone claiming to be a professional sharpener. I'm going to leave that to the guys over at WorkSharp or even Jared from Knaves Knives. Now, before anyone asks in the comments, this is not going to be a full tutorial on how to use this thing. WorkSharp already has fantastic videos and walkthroughs. There's even a QR code right here on how to set this up, use it, and all that jazz. They go over the sharpening step-by-step processes and what have you. Today, I just want to focus on what comes in the box, what makes this system special, and why something like this can be a worthwhile investment for people in the EDC community. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. Now, to open this up, I'm going to be using the Tyrant Ultra by Exceed Designs. Now, first of all, the box itself has a lot of things going on. Everything that the PROPA comes with, it comes with this 3-year warranty that's guaranteed on there. It also gives you the features over on this side. So I'm going to put it here. That way you can pause it and get a good understanding of what's on there. But let's just talk about it because this is important. So there is a digital angle indicator. Sometimes with knife sharpening tools like this, you got to purchase that separately. There's adjustable angles. You got your innovative blade clamp right there. You also have a chassis tilt. You have your sharpening handle and then your small knife table for the baby knife guys out there. Now, over on this side, I talked about it briefly, but it looks like there is a 3-year warranty on this thing. WorkSharp really backs their stuff, including their knives. I'm a huge fan of them, so it's nice to see when companies do that. And then it also gives you an idea here of what comes in it. So it sharpens pocket knives, kitchen knives, pen knives. You have different abrasives like diamond, ceramic, leather, strops, and then you have your technology of it being at a 15 or 30 degree angle. Now on the back side, you have all the different things that it comes with, and there's also the different types of knives right down here that gives you an idea of what this can sharpen. Let's open this up and see what's inside. Box, tabletop, you have these screws, and then you have the main housing. I've watched a lot of videos about this already, so I have a good idea of how this thing works. So pretty much you put this on the base, okay, and then you get these pieces here and you screw it onto the side, tighten it up, and it clamps down. All right, there's nothing else in the box. Everything is going to be in here. Now inside you have, I'm pretty sure this is the instruction guide here. Yep, this is the user guide. It comes with your warranty card, some cool WorkSharp stickers, and this is essentially what the final picture is going to look like. Now, WorkSharp is a USA company, and looking through this real quick just to make sure I get a good idea of how this thing works. If you guys have watched my previous videos, I'm not really good at reading instructions, and that's like my fault. My wife kills me when I try to put furniture together because I feel like I could just get it done. It's probably like a man thing, you know? We don't need anything to tell us how to put something together or what have you, but I want to get this right. It seems pretty easy. I already got the chassis onto the base, add all of the other things on here. So this is the clamp. the clamp just goes right down here. Oh, and it just clicks in like so. You guys heard that click right there. You have your rod. So this just goes in, and that just parks itself right up top like so. And that's pretty much it. So what's really cool too is that you have this support system here for the clamp. So that way there isn't much play that happens to this clamp that's on here. And that's really cool because they didn't include that in this precision adjust. So this is one that I've had for years. And if you can see here, there's this huge gap. Now they do sell aftermarket parts where they can hold this base into place, but they didn't have that on there. They listened to the folks and they added that support system here. So that way when you're going in and you're sharpening, you're not having to worry about this having any play. And then you have your different stones. Now how this works is the stones are actually magnetic. So you have different types of grits on here and abrasions, and all it is it hooks on via magnet, and that is stuck on there pretty strong. And so what you do is, depending on what you're sharpening and how sharp you want it and what stone you want to use, you just put that piece on there and you just start sharpening away. Now there's different ways on how I've seen a lot of folks use this. Some will just constantly go in and go back and forth with it. Some just use one stroke from the butt of the knife all the way to the tip. There's a lot of different ways. There's a bunch of videos out there. Again, this is not a tutorial video, nor am I a pro. Workshop got pro videos out there. But you have your ceramic here, you have leather strops, different level abrasions from 220 all the way to 800. And then in this box also you have your small knife table. So when you take this clamp off for larger knives, you can put this on there for your baby knives. And then you have your digital angle indicator. So I turn this on. Okay, so one click turns that on, and what you want to do is put it on a flat surface. And once you get it on a flat surface, you want to zero that out. And once you get it to a zero, it pretty much magnetically gets onto here, and then you use this screw to adjust the accuracy of where you want that degree to be. So I usually like dabbling between 25 and below. There are some knives where I have a 15-degree angle on, but for the most part, I like sticking around the 20 to 25 range. And as you can see, it goes all the way to 15. And then once you get the accurate number to that, because this just gives you an indicator, and this digital monitor will give you that accurate number. So what you do essentially is, again, I'm not going to sharpen a knife. I also don't want to mess up on camera and have you guys just laugh at me. But I am merely a beginner to this. But let me take this Civivi slip joint here. Let me take that support table there. So what I'm going to do is I loosen that up all the way, and what you want to do is get the knife all the way to the back there, and once you have it on there, you're going to want to tighten that down. Make sure I'm doing this right. Inserting the knife. Okay, so you essentially want to get the middle section of that blade onto that clamp, and then what you're going to want to do is tighten it down so that way you don't have any play. Then you're going to get this clamp support, and you're just going to slide this onto there to give you that support. And as you can see here, even if I put a lot of pressure, which you don't want to do when you're using this sharpener, you just want to slowly guide yourself through, and that way you can get that, create that nice burr on that side. And then what you can then do is remove that clamp support, there's going to be this switch right here, which is going to allow you to rotate this over and then get onto the other side. And then again, you insert that clamp support there, and then you start sharpening again. And that is pretty much how this works. Super easy and simple. Now, say for example, you are sharpening maybe larger kitchen knives. What you're going to want to do is loosen this on the side, use this lever to cant it backwards. Well, actually, you know what? You're not even going to have to loosen it. I got that wrong. So you can tighten that back down. You don't want that loose. You're going to use this lever to lift. As you can see here, it kind of places itself on that 1. When you pull it up, you're going to be able to cant it back to 2. And then you're able to then press this red lever here. Boom. And then get that. And then you can use this to get back to your sharpening angle. Then start doing your work. That's pretty much it, guys. It's fairly simple. Again, Worksharp and a bunch of other knife sharpening gurus out there have videos on how to do this. I just wanted to do an unboxing and show you guys what comes inside and give you the basics of how to get started. Whether you have a budget folder or a premium titanium frame lock knife or a custom knife or an entire rotation of EDC blades, the goal is always the same. Maintain a consistent edge angle every single time. The Propa allows you to make precise angle adjustments while securely holding that knife in place, helping remove a lot of the guesswork that comes with freehand sharpening, because I absolutely don't trust myself. And for those of us who carry knives every day, that's a huge benefit. Now, why should EDC users care? Well, let's be honest. Most of us in the EDC world use our knives constantly, opening packages, breaking down cardboard boxes, cutting zip ties, food prep, random tasks around the house. Over time, every knife will eventually get dull. And if you're anything like me, you've probably accumulated more than just one knife. Once your collection starts growing, being able to maintain your own edges becomes incredibly valuable. Instead of sending knives out to be sharpened or replacing blades prematurely or even buying new knives, you can keep your gear performing at a high level from home with something like this. A sharp knife isn't just more enjoyable to use, it's often safer because it requires less force and gives you more control during cutting tasks. My first impression of the Propa is that this thing feels substantial. There's a lot of metal construction throughout the system. It definitely feels 100% a step up from the Precision Adjust and other knife sharpening solutions I've tested in the past. The overall fit and finish looks excellent. I can just place this on my tool cabinet here, pop a knife in, and just get into sharpening. Super easy. Everything feels purpose-built and designed for long-term use. It's clear that Worksharp has had serious knife enthusiasts in mind when developing this system. The warranty is another thing worth mentioning. Worksharp backs this by a 3-year warranty. That is always super nice for me to see, especially as a consumer. I feel much better with investing my money in tools that are backed by the actual company itself, because it tells you that they care about their stuff, their customers, and the overall experience. Overall, my first impression of the Worksharp Professional Precision Adjust is extremely positive. If you're somebody who owns a lot of knives, carries a knife every single day, or simply wants more control over maintaining your edges, this seems like the solid solution. Now, this is just an unboxing and first look, but in the next upcoming weeks, I'll be putting in some work on some dull blades that I have, and I'll definitely give you guys an update of how this has worked out for me. If you'd like to see a follow-up video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment down below and let me know. But as always, thank you guys for watching, especially if you made it this far. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Waka